I'm sure all of you can remember that one video game character that was so horrifying that you almost need to like look away or turn off the entire game because of how scary it was. And that is what this video is going to be about. I'm going to talk about my top eight scariest video game characters of all time. So let's get into it. Starting off with number 1, we have Vaas, V-A-A-S from Far Cry 3. He's pretty much a psychotic killer who, thanks to years of drug abuse and mainly Hoyt, slowly but steadily started losing his mind. Since Vaas wanted to become a true warrior, he would do pretty much anything that Hoyt wanted him to do. He's pretty much this insane, just psychopath, but when I played the game, I was like, dude, this guy is insane, very scary character, but definitely not in like my top 3 of all time, but definitely up there. Next up is Slenderman, Slender the Arrival. We all know Slenderman started out with the whole Minecraft, ended up becoming something much different. Obviously, any type of survival game or just game where you're trying to run away from a very scary character is going to freak a lot of people out. It's become an urban legend. Who knows if the Slenderman is actually out there, but this guy is absolutely just horrifying. Next up is Lisa Trevor from Resident Evil. So I'm going to be honest, I have not played all the Resident Evils, and I think eventually I would, but not going to lie, I hear so many things about how scary these games are. Pretty much this character was a normal girl who ended up becoming the first adapter, and evil researchers tested her on mutated bodies for over 20 years. So pretty much her body is just completely mutated, and she's just a horrifying figure in the game. So obviously we need to add that to the list. I mean, just look at her, absolutely just like freaky, doesn't even look like a normal person, so needed to be on the list. Next up is Laura from The Evil Within. This doesn't even look like, this is horrifying, especially I can't imagine playing a game in the dark, having all the lights off, just this video game playing with like headphones on. Oh, it just gives me the chills. Definitely by far one of the most mind-bending games, I would argue. And pretty much it just has all these monsters that are just insanely creepy. There's like reincarnated monsters. It's just really, it's a scary game. I don't recommend many people to play it. Back to Resident Evil, we actually have Jack Baker from Resident Evil Biohazard. So he's probably one of the worst, or one of the most terrifying villains, who constantly taunted Ethan after getting infected by the fungal bioweapon. Jack was originally a normal and decent father who lived a quiet life with his family. However, their life changed forever after he found Evelyn and tried to save the young girl's life, who infected him with the mold that turned him into a crazed serial murderer. So absolutely horrifying. Definitely a very just scary figure. Resident Evil, I don't know how they come up with a lot of these characters, but they're always just absolutely horrifying, so needed to be on the list. Next up, we have Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. If you guys have not heard of Silent Hill 2, it is probably the most popular and also terrifying games at the same time. Pretty much a humanoid monster who looks like a pyramid as a head, but just is absolutely just so scary. You get to meet and also fight against just a bunch of creatures in this game, but also when you get to see this character, I'm telling you, you will be absolutely freaked out. It is a very scary character. Now, for the next 2, you may be wondering what they are. Now, a lot of these, maybe some of you are going to disagree and say, really, those are the ones that you're afraid of? When I tell you I had nightmares when it came to these two these two things, I just remember as a kid, and still to this day, I still get a little bit, I feel weird inside. But next on the list is going to be from Super Mario 64, the Bowser painting. Now, guys, I understand, right? I get it. You're like, really, Evan? Is that really that scary? Guys, I'm telling you, as a kid, when you're climbing up that staircase, and you see a picture of Peach transform into Bowser, it just was horrifying. I remember having to look away, didn't even want to complete the game because of how horrifying that was. Still have nightmares to this day of that time, seeing that painting just switch from beautiful Miss Peach to then Bowser. Oh, just horrible. And now moving on to the number one spot for the most horrifying and scariest video game character of all time is going to be Clanker from Banjo-Kazooie. I'm telling you, if you play this game, if you ever allowed your kids to play this game, they would absolutely be horrified by it. When I tell you that you have these characters, or this character that is a shark, that is essentially a shark that has an entire metal body, and you're swimming through a tube, and you hear this irky music playing, and all of a sudden, as you get into the tube, a giant face with these eyeballs and a shark's mouth is looking right at you as you swim. It's horrifying. Like, the entire situation of the game, like with this shark, is just so sad. Clanker is just this poor shark, but then again, the game, they just made this thing so creepy, so scary. Man, I cannot tell you how many times if my brother would play the game and I would look and I'd have to put the blanket over my head because of how scared I was with this creature or shark, whatever you call it. But guys, let me know down in the comments below. I'm sure there's so many video game characters that you probably think are really scary. I'd love to know down in the comments below, because maybe there'd be a game that I'd be interested in playing and trying out and seeing how scary this character actually is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.